Hello. I'll let people get on. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Usually. Hello. See, some people are joining us. Hello. See some more people getting on. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. I have a different night planned for us, so excited you're here. A little bit better. Yeah. A few more minutes and we'll get started. Normally it goes live full screen. Can y'all hear me? How's the volume? You know, hello. I'm not seeing the normal.
It pop up.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, okay. Oh, hello. I see the comments. It showed up in a different place today. I'm sorry. Hello. Bridget, JM, Tony Joe, Claudia. Hello. Okay, so you can hear me. Well, we're going to go ahead. It's just about time. We got about, what, 1 minute maybe. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. It just flipped over to 8. Well, hello, Ammirata, and I'm so happy that you've joined us tonight. So our title is From One of the Worst Experiences Ever to the Start of Something Great. So have you ever gone through something and you think, man, that's like one of the worst things I've ever gone through, at least at the time. And then maybe a week, a month, or year, or a couple years later, you realized it was one of the best things that ever happened to you because it put you on an entirely different trajectory. It changed maybe your way of looking at things, maybe your way of doing things, maybe it altered you in some way that actually benefited you that you did not realize maybe at the time that it happened, but later you realized, you know, that's exactly what I needed to happen, even though it was uncomfortable, maybe it was painful, but later you realized how it benefited you. So if that's true, and even if it's not, maybe we can shed a little light on some things that you may have gone through that are going to benefit you in the future. So on tonight's episode, I've asked my husband, this is Lynn. We have been married 29 years, May the 8th, this coming May the 8th, 29 years. And recently, I guess if you've been following or you've been watching my post, we were on spring break with our daughter. This was her last one, and probably really our last family vacation, would you say? So we tried to make it something special for her. She's had a particularly challenging year this year, and so we wanted to do something special for her this year. So, and I wanted to explain a little bit about what brought us there and some of the ways that, or the reasons that we were there and what we were doing. So I wanted to start, kind of go back a little bit, and actually it was your birthday.
Yes, it was.
And where were we?
We were in Florida.
We're in Florida.
Orlando.
In Orlando. And that was our Universal trip?
Yes.
Universal. We'd had a rough time at Walt Disney World, and in fact, we had basically said we didn't know if he'd ever give Mickey another chance. That's right.
That's right.
So, but we decided to make another trip and take the kids to Universal Studios, and we actually had a great time. Our children are hearing impaired, and they're very loud. So when we stay somewhere, we need room. We need a little bit of room for everybody, and just to not be all over each other. And they're loud, so anyway, we decided to get something like an apartment, kind of, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it was like a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, and
couch laid out to a bed.
Yeah, and we looked at staying.
It was a timeshare.
It was a timeshare, and we knew that doing the timeshare, we could get it at a better price, and we were living through some challenging times.
Yep.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And we had to come up with creative ways of taking trips, whatever we did. And for our sanity, we just, every once in a while, we just need to get away. We are both self-employed, and we need a little downtime so that we can reboot.
That's correct.
So that we can become creative. So this particular time, this was more about family, and because it was the timeshare and we had to listen to the interview, you know, you get a better price. You get it was a very big area that we stayed. We stayed pretty close to Universal, but I'm going to let you tell a little bit of the story. It was actually Lynn's birthday. It's his birthday, and we were in Florida, and kind of what happened.
We were going through some challenging times financially. We came through the 08 and 09 era, and it was tough. It was tough. We had to make some decisions we thought we'd never have to make.
That's right.
We locked arms, and we have a family to raise, and we hung in there. I was looking for a way that we could travel very reasonable. And I'm okay doing a timeshare presentation. I don't mind saying that. That was the worst presentation we've ever had. However,
what made it so bad?
Well, it was my birthday for one.
One thing is your birthday.
And
his actual birthday, the day of his birthday.
Yeah. My wife is very smart. She's very intelligent. She's beautiful. And sometimes the person that's doing the presentation is intimidated by that. But anyway, we left there, and I think, Melanie, you were in tears, I believe.
Yeah, it was really bad. I'm not a crier.
Yeah.
It was almost abusive, I would say.
We were there 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like an hour and a half, 2 hour presentation.
Yeah.
Anyway, I stuck to my why. My why I was there was to find a way that we could travel for very little or not as much. So what I did, I stuck to my why. Actually, I remember going back to the place they put us up in, and I went on that back porch by myself. I was disappointed it didn't work out, or I was had a lot of emotion. Let's just say that.
It was emotional.
Yeah. So I mean, it was my birthday. But anyway, I got on my phone online, and I was just how to travel for free or for very little. And I saw this article that this couple is traveling around the world for free. Bam. I clicked on it. It's through credit cards. Now, most people, when they hear credit cards, they have a bad association. And most people had bad experiences where they were not disciplined. Well, we actually were in that category.
For a little bit.
Years ago. Let's just say we had to make some adjustments. But what I did, I actually got approved for a credit card.
At
It was
the time,
at
sure.
the timeshare presentation. It was American Express Hilton card.
Now, did we have good credit?
We had no, we didn't have good credit at the time. At the time, and that was back in 2016.
Was it 2016?
Yep, because it was 2016,
Okay.
15 or 16. Anyway, so what I did, I got that card and I started studying how to travel for free or very little, and because I didn't believe it. Well, I remember asking Melanie or letting her know this strategy. I remember what she said. She said, "We ain't doing credit cards. You can forget about that." I said, "But baby, listen to me. It's a tool. It's changing the mindset. Instead of saying it's a credit card that we're going to charge you on it and not pay it, it is a tool. We pay it off every single month.
And we do that, and
we pay no interest.
Yeah.
Here's why, or here's a strategy. For personal, everybody's going to buy groceries. I don't care who you are, you're going to buy groceries. You're going to buy gas if you got a car. You're going to have insurance. If you've got a car, if you got a house, you're going to have insurance. Just those three things right there. You put it on a credit card, and then a credit card is a tool. You funnel it through the credit card, then you pay it off when it comes off pending. You never pay interest. Never, ever. If you have a credit card now and you are paying interest, this is strategies not for you. You got to be disciplined. I own a small business. We're mailing out, both of us. We own a small business together. And we run everything through that business. We have multiple credit cards, and we have strategies. We have airline cards. We have hotel cards, Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, IHG, which is Holiday Inn. We have Delta. We have American Airlines. We have Capital One. But what I did, I learned strategies to boost our credit score up.
Right, because it was just more than one thing that we had to do. And
that's right.
And I asked him that day when we left, what did I ask you? What did I tell you? Or ask?
Oh, we ain't never doing a timeshare again. And you know what? I have honored my wife's request. I get multiple calls, and that's what I tell them. I said, my wife has asked me to never do a timeshare, and I will honor her request. Anyway, now, on a small scale, let's just say a small scale. I talked to a couple today that I introduced this concept to. They have just a one credit card. They pay no fee. There's credit cards out there that has no fees, and it's American Express Hilton card. They put everything on their credit card and they pay it off. Well, this gentleman, his wife passed away, and
his wife's brother.
I'm sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
His wife's brother.
Yeah.
And I asked him. I said, "Are you okay staying in the hotel?" He said, "Lynn, I got my points."
Yeah, that's right.
So they're staying for free. This is an emergency, so they don't have to put out the money. They use their credit card. The strategy is how it's supposed to be used. They put everything on it, and they pay it off, and they accumulate points. Mm-hmm. And it's the American Express Hilton card, which Hilton has the most, or they have a lot of hotels within their portfolio.
They have a lot of perks.
Yes. Now, they're disciplined. They pay it off every month. If someone, unfortunately, aren't disciplined and can't pay a credit card off, this strategy is not for you. I promote this by people that are disciplined and they are open-minded. A credit card is a tool. forget about how much they charge you for interest, because you're not going to pay any interest. So I know I watch Dave Ramsey a lot. I mean, I'm into Dave Ramsey, but he's totally against this strategy. But I could care less. It works for us. It's not for everybody. This strategy has provided I took my wife to Italy on our 25th anniversary, and we stayed free. We flew free. You remember St. Regis?
Yeah.
That room was $5,000 a night, but it was free for us because we paid with points.
That's right.
We had a butler.
We didn't know what to do with the butler. Did we?
But we saved up our points because we always wanted to go to Italy on our 25th. Right. Guess what? We went back on our 26th.
We did. And we did it on points.
Did everything on points.
But I mean, it did require discipline. It required. He studies.
Oh yeah,
studies to find the best cards out there, the best strategies, and some of these cards or some of these strategies, you not only get your hotel free. Sometimes you might get $100 spending credit, $150.
That's right. That's right.
You can even eat free. So it does require discipline. But sometimes even with the staying at the hotel or whatever that you're doing, or the card, I was going to say charging on the card, you don't have to wait to the end of the month to make your payment.
When it comes off pending.
Yeah, you can pay it. You can pay it just like you're going to have to, you pay it through the week anyway when you're paying on your bills or whatever. You just pay it. You learn to do it a different way. Yeah. So we just wanted to introduce that to y'all because it is possible.
Can I share something that will happen this past week?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, please do. Yeah, I talked a little bit about that.
Okay.
So go ahead and
My wife and I, we took our daughter to Florida. We stayed at Key Largo. We stayed at a nice resort, free. Through a credit card, we stayed at the Hyatt in Miami.
In Miami.
Free. We stayed at Fort Lauderdale.
We did.
Free. We flew free. One thing I love about one of the credit cards I have, if you've ever flown before, you may be familiar with TSA or Clear. Well, one of my credit cards, it has Clear included in a benefit.
Yeah.
We got to the airport. The line was so long. I mean, it was like, as far as you could see.
Well, this is
global.
If you can see this very good. This is our global entry card.
Yeah.
And this is also a benefit. It pays for this.
That is true.
It gives it to us.
That's true.
This allows you to skip the line. And if you haven't been through an airport recently, some of the lines can be 2 hours just to go through security.
It was bad. Well, we got canceled. So I didn't panic. Neither one's panic. I mean, we didn't like it, but okay. Let's see how many points I got. So we had enough points where we could stay an extra 2 nights free.
Yeah. We knew that we were going to be okay. It was definitely a challenge because we couldn't come home when we wanted to be at home. But I just wanted to introduce this to y'all and just let you know, I mean, that was a very bad experience. And I had asked Lynn to never do that again. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the stress of going down there on your beautiful family vacation and having to sit through something where people are just so mean to you. But it went for something really bad because at that particular timeshare interview or whatever you want to call it, they actually offered that credit card, right?
The
first credit card that we got.
That's one good thing that come out of it. They said, well,
with points that gave benefits, gave perks.
There was one guy that, anyway, that's true. That came out of that.
That's where it started. And had we not had such a bad experience, it would not have forced us, I won't say us, I'll say Lynn, because I'll give him all the credit, to find us a way that we could still travel and still do it. Still do the things, because this is what this group is about, fun, adventure. It's about empowering people. There are ways we can have and we can do the things that we want to do, but we have to look at things differently. We can't just take somebody's word for it that don't do this or do this. We have to do our own research.
Yeah.
And if other people are out there doing it, then why can't we do it? And if other people are having these experiences, then why can't we? It doesn't require a big budget. Now, many of our experiences that are some of the fun that we have is sometimes it could be like in our just riding down a dirt road or taking a picnic. It doesn't have to be a trip somewhere. But you know what? I imagine that everybody out here watching this right now, you have a bucket list of some places that you want to go. And you don't know how you're going to get there. Well, you know what? There is a way. It does require planning. It requires research. You know, you have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare in a lot of different ways. But I enjoy the preparation. I find that actually fun. So there are ways that you can travel and you can have the things and you can go places. But it requires being more, I think you used the word open-minded, being open to doing things a little differently. And that does take it takes effort. It takes work to know how to acquire the points, where you have to be, at what level, but you're gonna eat, you're gonna get, your groceries, you're gonna have fuel. You might as well be getting something for it.
That's right.
If you've got to do it anyway, find a way to get a benefit from that. So I just wanted to throw that out there and just let you know that we have transformed our bad experience into the beginning of something much, much better.
And I want to add this. We stuck to our why we were doing it, why we went to the presentation.
Yeah.
We stuck to our why. And it may be a different strategy. You may come up with a different strategy of why you want to do something. But think non-traditionally.
All right.
Be open-minded. Be creative. Do your own research.
That's
right.
Right.
This is just a strategy that we chose to do because it works for us.
That's right. It works for us. And it might work for you, or there might be something else out there that works for you. Maybe I need to find out about. But I love this group, and I want you all to experience wonderful adventures and fun and to celebrate life with the people that you love. And we all need little getaways. We have found that we are much better on our jobs and much more creative when we get some sort of downtime, some sort of break. Now, I'm not saying going on a spring break with the teenage girl is a break for us, so, but she needed it. We need a break now. We need to go on another big little trip somewhere. But it is good to be home, and she needed this. And when she got home, she said, "Oh, thank y'all. I really appreciated this. I really needed it."
Yeah.
So it was important to her. And I know that there are many good things waiting for you, waiting for each and every one of you. And I want you to experience. So I am putting myself out there. I'm letting you know what we went through. We had a terrible, terrible experience, but it turned into something great. So whatever you're going through, whatever we're all going through, let's try to look for the silver lining, because I believe it's out there. Even some of the worst things we've gone through, we've learned and we've become better because of them. And I know that there's a lot of fun and adventure waiting for you. So please comment below. I do go back and I'll read the comments after. I try to talk and not be looking down here. I can't see all the comments, but I will go back and I'll reply. But I love y'all. Please engage in the group. I will be out here Saturday morning at our normal time, Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And we'll do coffee, and it's just a social meetup. We just talk and have fun. But you all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you out here. And thank you. Thank you for being on here. Thank you.
It was fun.
Bye, everybody.